It is quite an unfortunate sight to see such an iconic character like the mighty Kong, who is basically the founding father of all modern-day monster movies, is having to deal with a significant amount of hate these days for getting more screen time than Godzilla in the last two Monsterverse movies. And if you belong to the same section of the Monsterverse fandom, I am afraid I have some bad news for you. However, if you belong to the other section of the fanbase who seem to have no problem with the screen time distribution between Kong and Godzilla, you are actually going to absolutely love hearing what I am about to reveal in this video. Well, if you are a regular follower of my channel, you would be well aware of the fact that the next Monsterverse project has officially been greenlit, which is being called Godzilla x Kong Part 3 at the moment, indicating that it is basically the sequel to the recently released Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. This movie is going to be the 6th addition to the Monsterverse, and according to a few reports, Legendary Studios is apparently targeting a release date somewhere between 2027 and 2028 for the movie. So, we are still a good 3 years away from witnessing Godzilla and Kong joining hands to unleash destruction on the big screen once again. However, so far as the King of Skull Island is concerned, he is officially confirmed to return to television as soon as early next year during the course of the second season of Monarch: Legacy of the Monsters. This has been confirmed by the co-creator of the show, Chris Black himself, during a recent interview. So, you can see his exact words on your screen right now. He says that the second season will continue the story of the Randa family and will feature a decent amount of monsters and titans. The most important part is that he specifically talks about Kong's appearance at the very end of the final episode of the first season. And he goes on to say that we can expect to see much more of our beloved hairy gentleman in the upcoming season too. Now, this statement is actually way more significant than you think. According to some media outlets, it is believed that Kong is actually going to be one of the main protagonists of the show. These reports also say that Season 2 will largely be set primarily in Skull Island for most parts, which makes perfect sense considering the end credits of Season 1, where we see Apex Cybernetics setting up one of their research facilities in the mysterious island. It is also rumored that Season 2 will have some major Easter eggs from the Netflix-exclusive Skull Island animated show. It is possible that we might get to see some of the human characters from the Skull Island show appear within the second season of Monarch. Having Kong as one of the primary protagonists for Season 2 also makes perfect sense because the other poster boy of the Monsterverse, Godzilla, was technically the protagonist of Season 1. However, the Big G received a screen time of just 5 minutes throughout the entire show, which had 10 episodes, with each of them having a run time of almost an hour, despite being advertised as one of the lead characters in almost all of the show's official posters. As a matter of fact, Godzilla's screen time has been a huge subject of criticism among his fans after his portrayal in the last two Monsterverse movies. Despite the huge commercial success of GVK as well as Godzilla x Kong, a large section of fans are of the opinion that the Big G was overshadowed by Kong in both these movies. In fact, they are not wrong, because technically, Kong did receive way more focus and spotlight during the course of both the two movies, while the Big G only felt like some kind of a secondary supporting character. However, what you need to realize is Godzilla at his core is basically an oversized nuclear lizard driven primarily by instinct. Which is why focusing solely on him on screen and weaving a story around him without additional human characters is almost impossible, to be very honest. And if you have followed the character from the very beginning, you would be aware of the fact that the Big G has in fact always been portrayed the exact same way. If you look at some of the best critically acclaimed Godzilla movies across history, you would realize that one of the primary common feature among them is Godzilla's rather short screen time. The most recent example is Academy Award winner, Godzilla Minus One, which is literally considered by many as the absolute best Godzilla movie of all time. This movie features Godzilla for only about 11 minutes, and if I remember correctly, not a single soul anywhere on the planet had any complaints regarding the same. But when it comes to Legendary Studios' portrayal of the character within the Monsterverse, for some unknown reason, we always get to witness a major social media outrage criticizing the Big G's screen time in comparison to Kong. As a matter of fact, I believe that the amount of screen time should never be considered as the standard for judging the portrayal of a certain character in the movie. The proper parameter is how you use the given amount of screen time to portray and showcase your character. And so far as Adam Wingard is concerned, he depicted Godzilla in the absolute best way possible in whatever little screen time he gave to the character in both of his two Monsterverse projects. The Big G looked like an absolute larger-than-life force of nature for every single second that he appeared on the silver screen. In contrast, Kong, being more relatable to humans, can sustain longer screen time without human intervention. Kong is literally the connecting bridge between the humans and the Titans within the Monsterverse. Which is why I believe Kong is actually going to be one of the lead characters of Monarch Season 2 in the true sense of the word. He is actually going to be a lead character and the focus will actually be on him for a major portion of the show, unlike Godzilla. I am betting that the official poster for Season 2 would feature Kong along with the Randa family. If you remember, the last season ended with Officer Lee Shaw getting trapped inside the Axis Mundi, which is basically a special region within the Hollow Earth. Then in the post-credit scene, we get to see the three lead characters of the movie, Kate, Keiko, and May emerge in Skull Island in the year 2019, just before the events of Godzilla King of the Monsters. According to my prediction, the main plot of the second season will involve the three protagonists trying to find a way to go back inside the Hollow Earth in an effort to save Lee Shaw, as he still knows a lot of dark secrets about Monarch. It is quite likely that Apex Cybernetics will end up playing a huge role in their rescue effort, considering how the first season ended. Speaking of Apex, I believe we are going to learn a lot more about the organization and its motives and how it eventually became responsible for creating Mechagodzilla. It would actually be pretty cool if we get to see how Apex was able to retrieve one of Monster Zero's heads and eventually infuse its consciousness and intelligence into Mechagodzilla in GVK. But that is all my prediction and nothing is confirmed regarding the plot at the moment. But the bottom line is that the show is most likely going to revolve around Kong and Skull Island, which is what really excites me. Like I said, I am a huge Kong fan and I do not mind him getting all the screen time, unlike a few wannabe toxic kaiju fans. So, that is all I have to share in this video. What do you think about Kong's role in Monarch Season 2? Let me know in the comments down below. And please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.